Okay guys, so we're back working on the 6x6, trying to get this thing primed and painted, at least the cab area, so I can get it out of the shop so we have some more room in here because it's getting tight. The whole reason this thing is in here is because it's got bare metal. We've been having quick temperature changes that causes water to form on everything, and it was getting all over my new metal, and I just didn't want it to get all rusty. So I've been prepping this thing for paint, and I think I'm gonna go with Raptor Liner on this. It's gonna be I'm gonna do the whole cab here and the roll bar because it's now one piece. Also, I've got the roof here. I've got a few other pieces, but like the back of the cab. But I'm not going to mess with that right now. Right now, I just need to get this piece and then the roof finished. I can get them together. I can get this thing, roll this thing out of here, drive it out of here, and then we'll have room to do more stuff. So I can do those other panels separately. I don't need to have them bolted on or anything. So just been scuffing this up, you know, blending areas that I took the paint down to bare metal. Actually, I think it's powder coat. Pretty sure this is powder coat on this this roll bar. So I've just been scuffing that with 80 grit. Just real boring work, guys. Nothing anybody wants to watch. So I've been scuffing that up, and then made a mess, so I cleaned it up, just wiping it down, trying to get it ready for primer. I'm going to prime the bare metal areas. I don't think I'm going to go prime the whole thing. I'm just going to prime where it's bare metal. And my tabs and stuff that I welded on there that are bare metal, I'm going to get them primed. But other than that, I just scuffed everything with 80 grit. You know, making a real deep scratch for that Bedliner to grab a hold of, that Raptor Liner. So you can see my tape there. I'm just going to paint this area. I'm not going to do this yet. I don't think I'm going to do that, the bottom of the seat. I'm just going to cover all this up. I'm going to cover all this up. I ain't going to do anything of the frame or anything. The frame is actually really good shape. Like I said when I got it, it's probably the best looking frame of all the older Rangers I've ever gotten. I mean, it's pretty much the paint still on everything, minimal rust on everything. I mean, it's dirty. I mean, these Rangers, they kick up a lot of dust, so it's dirty and everything, but this would be a good time to really do a good cleanup in here with this bed off. But anyway, guys, I'm going to start I actually got to start masking this thing off so I can start painting. I'll probably have to wipe it down one more time to make sure she's clean. And then I'm going to start priming, so that's what I'm doing, guys. I'll update in a little bit, I guess. Okay, so you can see I've got everything masked off. I use this plastic drop cloth, I guess they call it. And it's not perfect, guys, but this is not a show vehicle or anything. It's just an old Polaris Ranger, so good enough for what I'm doing here. I've got the roof here. I'm going to do the bottom side. I've got to get this primed here so I can put on the seam sealer along this edge. So I'm going to prime this and that. I'm going to prime the bottom side. I don't know if I'm going to Raptor line the underside of this or not, because it's probably going to get covered with sound deadening. So I'm probably just going to prime this underside. Flip it over, I'll Raptor line the top side. So about ready. Really all I got to do is mix up my paint. Probably going to blow this off one more time just to make sure the dust and stuff is off here as much as I can. And then I've got to take the dog out of here so he doesn't breathe the paint. So getting ready to spray this. Yeah, I will say when using this drop cloth to mask stuff off, it's kind of got maybe sometimes it gets a static cling thing to it, and sometimes when you spray you can make it fly all over, so you want to kind of secure it so it's not flopping all over, hitting your paint. Again, this is not critical. This is a Ranger, so I'm not really taking as much time as I would with like a truck or something. So yeah, probably just like I said, I'm going to prime the bare metal areas with the epoxy. I'm going to use some epoxy primer, same stuff I use on Dad's Camaro. Just some good epoxy primer. Should be a good base for the Raptor Liner. But anyway, guys, I got to do a few things, and then I'm going to be ready to start spraying this. I don't have a whole lot of stuff masked off, except for I got Dad's toolbox there masked off. I'm going to probably have to do a lot more covering of stuff. I got some more plastic sheets to cover up some surrounding stuff that we don't want hit. Not with this paint, but with the Raptor Liner. I know you think the Raptor Liner is like a heavy bed liner and it's not going to fly anywhere. But that stuff, you'd be surprised how far it will throw that stuff. I remember when I did my S10, I had some overspray in areas I didn't think it was going to go. So I'm going to have to do a little more protecting to make sure some of this good stuff doesn't get hit by the Raptor Liner. But I got to get the primer on there first. Got to let that get to curing. And like I said, I got to do a little bit of seam sealer around my deal here. And I might do some few areas in here too with the seam sealer, but primer first, guys. Okay, so I got everything primed. Got my seam sealer on my drip edge and a few other places I put it just to have things look a little better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over this with some black paint. So it is a darker color because the bed liner I'm going to put on, I'm going to tint it, and I don't want it to be lighter. I don't want it to come out lighter. I want it to come out a darker color. So I'm going to throw some black over this stuff real quick, and I got to let that dry, and we'll be ready for the bed liner then. So on to some black. Well, there we go, guys. I did what I said I was going to do. I put a black base coat on after I sprayed the primer. Didn't figure you guys wanted to watch me keep spraying these coats, but anyway, I highly recommend if you're going to run a darker bed liner that you put a black or dark sealer or primer underneath that. That's going to help with coverage and stuff. I actually had to use 2 bottles of the Raptor Liner to get this, and there's still a few areas that I probably should have put a little more on, but it is what it is, guys. I have 3 bottles to do this job. I used 2 of them on this, and also the bottom side of the roof there. And I've got to do the top side of the roof, and I got to do my back panel. So I've only got 1 bottle left. I'll have to order some more to do the rest of it. But and you can see the color. It's a green. It's actually a green color. So hopefully, I'm hoping it's going to match the green on the dash and the hood and stuff, and also the green on the box. So that's kind of why I went with the green. So yeah, it's green bed line. Kind of excited to get this off and kind of see what it looks like against that green on that hood. So I'm going to get to doing that. She wanted to do kind of a raw, just finished video. Most of this is all going to be covered with seats and stuff, so not real concerned with all that, but just wanted good coverage on the outside and bare metal and stuff. So, and here's the roof. So it looks pretty good. I probably shouldn't have done the roof here because I'm going to I was planning on putting sound deadening up here, but I don't know, we'll see. It looks really good. Looks almost too good to cover up now, but I'm probably going to cover it up anyway just to get some insulation and soundproofing and stuff. So I got to actually flip this over, do the top side now. I wasn't even going to spray this, but after I sprayed the black base coat, if I flipped it over, it was just going to ruin it anyway. So I just did this. I've let it sit for a day now. Now I'm going to flip it over and do the top side. I'm going to do the top side, and I'm going to do that back panel too, I think, while I'm doing it. So I'm going to uncover this, get the Ranger pulled ahead. Gotta flip this over. Gotta find my rear panel, start priming them. Well, there she is, all unmasked, guys. I wish the color match was a little better than it is. It's yeah, it's not quite what I was hoping. So I guess we're gonna be doing some more painting. But it is what it is, guys. The green on the machine's a little more green, more of a dark green, and the Bedliner is not quite that dark green that I was thinking it was going to come out. It come out a little lighter than what I thought it was going to, so I don't know, guys, we'll see. Okay, guys, so it's actually been a little while now since I sprayed this Bedliner, and I really like the texture and everything, how it come out on the Ranger here. Wasn't real happy with the color, and I actually run out of that color and I had to go get some more. And what ended up happening was, while they were mixing it, they didn't have some of the pearl that the color needed. So we just went and we just deleted that pearl. It was some honey pearl out of that color, and we mixed it up. I kind of looked at it side by side with the other color. It looked pretty close. I ended up spraying it on my roof here and my rear panel. I've also got my rear panel painted. You might not be able to tell this on the camera. Well, I guess you kind of can. But this is a lot lighter than this. This is actually the color I really wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a darker green color. So what I've done is I've ordered more Raptor Liner, and I'm gonna respray the Ranger here with the darker color. I've been waiting for a while now. For some reason, they got to ship that stuff different, so I almost had to wait a week here, but it should be here, I'm hoping tomorrow. And I'm going to respray this. I also got my panels I'm going to spray, and I might spray my bumper while I'm doing it. So that's kind of been the hold up. It's really held me up here. It's got the shop tied up, and I don't want to take this outside and get it dirty before I respray it. But I did contact Raptor Liner, or whatever they're called, U-POL, and asked them if I could spray over the new Bedliner. You know, well, it was 2 days when I contacted them. It's been about a week now. So I was kind of worried of spraying it real quick. Sometimes you can't spray this paint real quick, but pretty much they can recoat it anytime, they said. I just got to scuff it. And again, bare metal has to be primed before it can be sprayed. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to scuff this up, because it's like sandpaper. You know, it's not quite that aggressive, but it's going to be difficult scuffing this up with the texture it has. I think I'm probably going to end up using a wire brush or something. It's not critical to get every little bit of this covered. Like, I'm not going to worry too much about all the stuff that's behind the seats and stuff. And I just want to change it. You can kind of see it here, the difference there. It's just darker. It is the same color. It's just a darker shade of it. And apparently that honey pearl is what gave it that lighter color. So I'm just going to concentrate on all the areas that you can see on this. So like I said, I'm probably gonna get this ready and scuffed so I can spray it as soon as I get the stuff tomorrow. And we'll have a look at it then, I guess. Hopefully it's gonna turn out just like the roof here, and I'll be able to get this back together. Well guys, we got her painted. We got her all recoated. You can also see there I slapped my roof on. That's about the only thing that I can install right now because I'm just waiting for that stuff to get a little harder. They say 7 days before it's completely cured. Probably going to give it a couple days here and then start carefully assembling everything. I got my roof up there, but I used gasket material for where it sits on top of the roll bar there. I know you can't hardly see in here. And then where it sits on the back of this framing, I've got gasket up there, so it should not squeak at all. Should have no squeaking issues. I really like this color, guys. It's probably the best mistake I've had in a long time. When the guy screwed up and didn't have the right stuff to make the color the right way, and we left something out. But this is really the color I wanted to begin with. I wanted this darker green, and it's gonna look more green outside, guys. I know in the shop here, looks green in the viewfinder, so this is what I wanted, and I like it. Texture might be a little rougher than I wanted. That might be due to spraying the liner over the liner. But it's gonna work out all right, guys. You're not gonna be able to wash this with a mitt anyway. It's gonna have to be pressure washed. But I got my seats installed. I don't figure that was gonna hurt any of the bed liner right now. Sure makes it easier for moving it around, actually having a seat there. But I plan on getting covers for these seats, guys. That's probably what I'm gonna do. And I can't really reassemble everything right now. Like I said, I'm waiting for this stuff to cure. It needs to be 72 hours, I believe, before you can get it wet. And I really want to wash this thing all out while I got the side panels and the bed off. And I really want to get this thing rinsed off while I have access to everything. So that's what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to get this video out to you guys the way it is. You have to wait for the final reveal once I get that done. I'm having trouble finding a panel for this side. I'll explain that in other videos, but I'm trying to do the updated panel, and I'm going to have to modify that, but I'm really having trouble finding this side for some reason on a 6x6. I've got my rear panel here all coated. So that's coated. That goes on the back side there. Seals that up really nice. Also did my bumper while I was doing that. Got my grill pieces done. Got my side pieces for the doors. And I've got the set of the extreme bars. Again, once I get it assembled, you'll see that. But they're all coated to match, and guys, it really come out nice. I really like this color. I'm gonna have to write down what the guy left out so I can match this again. But it is a Chevy color. It's just missing some of the pearl. They didn't have any of the pearl, so. But I like it. I really like it. Thinking about coating the bed, but I think that would probably look pretty good. But anyway, guys, I'm going to stop babbling here. When I get this together, I will shoot another video, guys, and we'll take a look at it. Until then, I'll see you guys.